Cheer up, Internet. It's time for some more good news. Good evening and welcome to Goodnight Internet, the nightly internet show that is happening on the internet tonight.
How you doing, Brian?
I've said the internet too much. That's how I'm doing. How are you?
Not too bad, actually. I was having a bit of a downer, but
Yeah?
I found some stuff that's picked me back up again.
Having a bit of a downer.
Yeah.
Good words.
It is good words. But people know what I mean, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's time for some more good news.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed this last time we did it. I hope to make it a regular thing. So before we get started, if you come across any really good news, any happy news, something that's positive, that puts a smile on your face, pop it in the comments below and we'll come back to it at a later date. What have you got for us this week, Aaron?
Well, pollution is a big problem.
This isn't very happy.
No, it isn't. But like some of the other stories we did last week where they start off horrible.
There's a twist.
There is
I love a
always
twist.
Actually, there's actually a physical twist in this one as well. It's quite ironic. So plastics is a major issue in the ocean at the moment. We've got tons of it. In fact, there's a patch of it called the Great Pacific Garbage Patch because it's so large. It's just I haven't got the actual figures on how big it is, but it is huge.
I feel genuinely ashamed that that's a thing.
Yes.
It's worse than fatbergs in the sewers.
Yeah. Yes, which is disgusting and horrible and frightening. So some clever people have invented some technology to get rid of that plastic in a safe way that won't harm the marine life that's already there.
Okay.
That won't endanger any of the ships that are in the shipping lanes.
Does it involve shooting everyone who litters?
Not currently, but it could become a thing in the future, yes.
That's one way of doing it.
I think they've called it System 001. And it's in the process of being properly tested at the moment.
Okay.
It is essentially, and I'm going to be careful with my wording here because it's going to sound more negative than it actually is, a giant net, but it's not a net. It's like a giant sheet that is trawled between two ships.
Okay.
In a kind of big semicircle to scoop up all the plastic.
Okay.
Now, plastic floats.
Yeah.
So there is a little bit of a lid on the top to help keep it in place.
Okay.
As they're doing it. And it doesn't touch the bottom of the ocean floor. So if marine wildlife comes across it, all they do is just get pushed underneath and go straight through.
I was just going to say that sounds like a death trap.
Yes. But
I was thinking, tuna nets full of dolphins kind of level of not good.
Yeah. They were very concerned about that. So they made sure that it's essentially a skirt that marine life can push its way through, or marine life that doesn't really have its own movement base.
So a wildlife-friendly underskirt.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. It's got a little floating ball on the top with an arm that scoops all the plastic around from one side of the big U through the inside of it to the other side. So there's a big scoop up and just take it all out. And when they've tested it before, and it seems to be working very well.
Okay.
It's not powered by anything other than the wind and the waves themselves.
Okay.
So it's limiting its use.
Does it need to be manned or personed?
No, it should be. It's automated.
Okay. So it just floats around, clearing things up.
Yeah.
And then people come and empty the ship every now and then and recycle the plastic?
Yes.
Pull the crabs out of it?
Yeah.
Cool.
They're hoping to get essentially a fleet of these put in place.
Okay, cool.
Particularly in this area, it's not a busy shipping lane, so it shouldn't be getting too much interference. But they think they could clean up 50% of the Great Pacific Garbage Patch in just 5 years.
Okay.
Which is a huge undertaking.
Who's paying for that?
Well, it's just called the Ocean Cleanup Project. I don't have the funding details
This has
here.
reminded me of an attempt by activists here in the UK to reduce the number of crisp packets that are thrown away by picking up crisp packets they find on the street, popping a label on them and sending them free post back to Walkers, who are the biggest manufacturer of crisps in the UK, who make 6 billion packets of crisps a year just in the UK.
Yeah, and from non-recyclable materials.
Which I worked out earlier equates to 100 packets of crisps per person. Now, I love a crisps.
Yeah.
I'm well excited by deep fried things that probably would have been much healthier if we haven't deep fried them. But That's an insane number of crisp packets.
It is. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, I has literally been days when I wandered outside. You can see swirls of them flowing around in the wind.
Yeah. So hopefully, some of the great big plastic corporations, Big Plastic as they're known as a group, could chip in. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That sounds like a really good idea. Yeah.
At gunpoint.
Yeah. They need to be held accountable.
For reference, the estimated size of this patch, it's not actually like a floating patch of garbage.
Yeah,
it's kind of just all like particles of plastic mixed into the ocean.
Yeah.
But it's somewhere between the size of Texas and the size of Russia.
Wow.
So somewhere between 270,000 square miles to 5 million square miles.
That's a really, really bad like general estimate because it's
moving. It's hard to, but it's still massive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
to clear 50% of that in 5 years.
I wasn't criticising the science or the maths behind it. I was that's just so vague. But even at the smaller end of that, that's huge. Absolutely huge. Well, good luck to them. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Okay, next story then. A man who was paralysed from the waist down has been the first person to begin walking again using a mind-controlled implant to power his legs.
The future's here, Aaron.
Yes.
It's cyberpunk time. When am I getting a metal exoskeleton?
You could probably get one of those already. Actually, they've got what essentially is power suits for people.
A metal internaoskeleton?
A little bit more difficult, but with 3D printing, it's probably not going to be far behind. Yeah, he's got a remote control electrode that's in his back.
Yeah,
that stimulates the surviving nerves in his spinal cord, which then reintegrates everything back into his brain again.
That's amazing.
So he's not having to... He's having to a little bit because he's having to redevelop his legs and things like that. But he's not having to relearn how to walk, which could be some of the issue with limb replacement stuff like that. You have to learn to walk in a slightly different gait and way because it's not...
Hopefully he just activates how he used to walk and it just kind of works it out.
Yeah.
How does it work with him? Because he won't have any feeling in his legs still.
No, he's. It doesn't say here, but if it's reconnected,
or is it
the
reconnected?
System,
so it's just kind of short-circuited the brake that's caused that.
Replaced it.
That's amazing.
He still had to use a front-wheeled walker because again, it's still early days.
Yeah.
Redeveloping his legs, but he's able to walk just over 100 meters with it installed.
That's better than walking nowhere.
Yeah. That's quite a far distance actually.
Yeah, I've seen sort of prosthetic limbs and such like that do that, but not like. Both legs working again, and they're not prosthetic; they're his legs.
His legs, and they've just used an electrode to replace his nervous system, which is awesome. That's got implications for a multitude of other things.
You could do it with all sorts. Yeah. Wow. Excellent. Who did that? Do you know who the team are behind that? Or we should probably give them a shout out. Top scientists. Yeah.
Or as the Sun would put it, boffins.
Boffins. Clever clogs scientists have made a man walk again.
It's from the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, and one of the co-leaders of the team is a neurosurgeon called Dr. Kendall Lee.
Nice.
So, well done.
Well done.
Stunning work.
I would tip my hat to you had I had one. I should tip my crow to you. There we go.
Right.
That's my forebears used to.
Now, equality of pay is a bit of a hot button issue and is always been a problem in various areas.
People are disputing that.
Yeah. But
I don't agree with them, but they are.
But yes, they're disputing them. One area they can't dispute is that Paralympians always earned a lot less than Olympians.
Yes, definitely.
The USOC, which is the United States Olympic Committee, their board of directors has decided that they are increasing Paralympians' pay by 400% to match that of Olympians.
Wow.
And it is being done retroactively back for the 2018 Winter Games. So the Winter 18 Games athletes who won medals will retroactively get paid the equivalent of $1.2 million between them.
That's awesome.
So actually get paid for doing the same work.
I know it's not a huge amount of money individually, potentially, but it probably still quite a bit.
Paralympic athletes will now receive $37,500 for each gold medal earned at the Paralympics.
That's a lot of money. I take it back.
$22,500 for silver and $15,000 for bronze.
Nice. Yeah. That's good. Because that's the kind of money, if you are really good at the top of your sport, it will tide you out and you can become a full-time athlete. I know, especially if you're in a kind of a smaller sport, you're at the mercy of other boards and funding bodies and sponsorship and similar. So
and you're
that's great.
Spending all your time doing it in your spare time and working on the side and things like that to keep yourself funded. Yeah. So,
brilliant. Cool. Well done them. Hopefully other countries will follow suit.
Right. Slightly more light-hearted story now, thankfully. Yep. A woman who, in a undisclosed location, I don't know, but is named Ashley Lennox, has befriended a one-winged bee that she found in her back garden.
A one-winged bee?
Yes. She found quite a large bumblebee, was basically crash-landed on her patio near to a pool. She went to get some sugar water to try and regurgitate it.
Regurgitate
it, yeah. It's the best way of getting it back out.
So it landed in her mouth. She vomited it out, but had swallowed a wing.
Yes.
I couldn't possibly have another wing. I'm watching my weight.
As a side note, don't leave sugar water out for bees all the time because they'll go to it more than they will do flowers, which is bad for them. If they are injured, it is a good idea because it just gives them that little boost to keep going. But putting them on a flower's better.
Does it give them diabetes?
You're going to love some of the puns in this article I've got
excited.
From Kelowna now, which I'm assuming is probably the area she's from. If that's an area, please let me know because I'm very ignorant with geography. So she found it had missing a wing. She was bringing the sugar water. So she picked it up with a spoon and put it in her plants to help it recover.
Spooning a bee sounds amazing.
Yeah. The bee, now formerly known as Beatrice.
Okay, good.
Tried to escape but couldn't that evening because obviously it's only got one wing and ended up near the pool again.
Okay.
So she made Beatrice a little home in one of the plant pots. So she filled a container with dirt, leaves, branches and flowers and then found that bees like to have little huts they can hide in and stay out of the way of things. So she took some clay and started making little tunnels and huts. And he also added half a cut-up sock for coziness for the bee.
I hope it was a striped sock.
I will send... It's a plain sock. I'll show you the picture, but hopefully it'll pop up on the screen because I'll send it off the thing. It's just a little bumblebee cozied up inside this sock, just having a nap.
Oh, that's really cute.
They're now BFFs. I can't take credit for these, I'm sorry. They weren't... Obviously, the bee was a little bit cautious of her for a start, but has actually got to the point now where the bee will climb on top of her in the morning, wander around and have a cuddle, essentially.
Wow.
Then again,
I'd be so petrified of just squashing the thing.
Yes, yeah.
I'm not a graceful man. That's why I remain stationary throughout these episodes.
Yeah, she's noticed little habits that the bee's got. It's particularly more closed flowers because it likes pushing.
So she takes it out to flowers.
Yeah,
and puts
in the flowers. Let go.
Aww.
She loves hiding and crawling all over my clothes. She's a snuggly one, but doesn't like being woken up at night. She gets grumpy if you try to pick her up at night. But in the morning, she's fine because she knows I'm going to feed her.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's adorable and slightly mad.
It is, but she's befriended this bee and kept it safe and happy.
Yeah.
They only tend to last 28 days as creatures, but she's got a whole social media account on Instagram dedicated to this bee at the moment.
Nice.
It's at Avo Queen, which is AVOQUEEN, which we'll put up at the bottom in the description and stuff.
Check it out, but don't get too attached.
Yes.
It's genuinely my general advice for people. Just dealing with people.
Yeah, I mean, people, they don't like you being clung to them all the time. It's hard to walk.
So that's an adorable story and a great place to end. But what if it was a wasp?
I don't think they're as bad as we make them out to be. I think wasps aren't necessarily as aggressive as we think they are.
No.
I've been reading some stuff recently that says they're not. Hornets, dangerous. Wasps are just a bit more overprotective because they can be.
Can be. Okay.
They can.
Excellent. So that was our good news.
Yeah.
We love a bit of good news. If you've got any good news you'd like to share, as I said before, pop it in the comments below. We'll check it out. Might use it in a future episode, or it might just make us smile, which is what life is all about.
Yeah.
If you really, really like what we do, then we'd love it if you could subscribe, click the like button, or even show it to your friends and share the love, share the good vibes. That's the thing people say.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So thank you very much for watching. Keep safe, have sweet dreams, and until next time, good night, Internet.